Hello everybody. Today I want to show you how I do semi-hydro, and this is the HOYA edition. I thought of giving you a glimpse of how I revamp a HOYA which is already in a semi-hydro setup with LECA. However, if you need a step-by-step guide on to a correct semi-hydro conversion of a new plant using LECA, lava rock or charcoal, please do let me know in the comments. I will be so happy to demonstrate that to everyone. This is my HOYA obscura, and this is an experiment I succeeded in proving that a HOYA would work in a semi-hydro growth setup, also in a tropical weather conditions such as in Sri Lanka. Prior to this, I had experience with several of my orchids to be in this setup, and I have to tell you that 5 years back I got one of our in-country potters to make me this clay pebble. The manufacturer is well known to the island, but in his belief also this was the first time anyone attempted to make this pebble for a growing setup. However, we will never know the truth behind if I got them to do it for the first time, but let's just get to the topic at hand. So, you have seen this specimen many a times in my HOYA videos, which you also know took off in a semi-hydro method of growing without any stalling. Now, since this whole vine is overgrown and the trellis has decayed, I thoroughly flushed the existing pot to get rid of residue of broken down organic material before soaking overnight to rehydrate the uprooted vine to get rid of the slight dehydration in it. That's a great step to get your vine ready for less transplant shock before a repotting. Now it's ready for the repotting and retrellising using taller bamboo. There is a lot of literature and videos online, however those contain precautions demonstrated adapting to their own growing conditions. Mine, however, need no special care as the setup has already proven successful to me, who lives in Sri Lanka. So upon inspection, the water, which I also dip this and clean thoroughly if there are residue, there are so many types of snails and worms because this has been landing on the ground for so long. Yes, this was on the ground because I have exposed every one of my HOYAs to the sun now. It's not on the wall that it was kept earlier. So here I can see a small vine which has been broken, and so I took it off furthermore because this would obstruct me inserting the plant into the media again. So a deep cleaning would really help. Okay, if you inspect the roots are doing fine, although the parts which held the earlier residue of cocoa husk seem to have stalled from growth. That's because of the congestion. Now you just have to clean them furthermore. Small breakages like this is okay, don't worry about that, but then you can just wash them, clean them as much as possible, going into the crevices and cleaning them up. You do not have to use a brush or anything like that, so it will be okay. And Now the water is really dirty and the leca also has to be cleaned. However, I've still not decided whether I'm going into charcoal and lava rock mix or keeping this in leca. I might just as well keep this in leca, but after I clean this, and I will be making the pot size a little bit bigger, even though this still can hold the plant in, to be able to hold on to a much bigger trellis of 5 bamboo shoots. Because of that, I might need a pot as big as this, which I have another of this which I've converted into a semi-hydro setup with 2 holes from an inch up from the bottom. I can put this into that or use this itself, but depending on how trellises will remain in leca, I will choose my media. I trellised it and I'll show you. I put that into the same 8-inch pot it was in. This is either 6 or 8 inch in diameter, and I'll show you around. You already know this is the correct way of doing semi-hydro with leca. The bamboo shoots I've chosen are not that taller than the previous, maybe a foot longer than the previous, and the leaves have to turn towards the sun as always. And I've managed to twist and turn this along the trellises as well as take it on to the nearby trellis also, to the next pole, in case if that pole ran bare, because all the vines will not be in the same length which will fill the whole trellis along. So you have to be very creative when you are trellising your Hoya. There are small breakages. You can see the sap is coming out, but that's okay, they will heal on its own. And I've added the same top layer. If I explain to you how I repotted this, what I did was I filled the leca up until here, then put the plant in and held the plant down. I was holding it down when I was filling in with leca. Otherwise, the weight of the vine would pull it off. You have to have one hand onto the root bulb and hold it down and then fill in with leca. I had to add more leca, and I think I had a cup or 2 more leca on top because that wasn't enough, and then I added the top layer. Guys, so when you are adding this top layer, make sure this is a very thick top layer of pebbles too, because as well as we need air movement through the top towards the bottom, we need moisture control and moisture retaining abilities inside the leca, because leca is made out of clay. Clay is very porous, right? When the air moves through, clay will dry out more. So therefore, I added the thick layer of pebbles to hold into the moisture from within the media. Right, now I will leave this be, and tomorrow I will fill this reservoir with water and nutrient solution. I am leaving it empty because this was soaking in a Mega Thrive and 20-20-20 balanced nutrient solution previous night, and overnight this was soaking. That is because the plant was very dehydrated, somewhat dehydrated. I had to correct you there. I have to correct myself there. So though these look okay, it's not that plush as I normally see this to be. So therefore I had to soak this overnight to get the moisture and get it up to state for it to be repotted. To recap, this HOYA obscura was in a very wonky and overgrown trellis which has broken from the bottom, and it was wiggling, so therefore it has pulled all the root bulb up from the media. Therefore this went into a dehydrated state. In addition to that, there were snails and worms inside it, and I am sure there was a snail infestation. I washed and sterilized the whole media before I repotted the plant in the same pot. So even though pot was washed, but not thoroughly, because anyway this will be kept on the ground again where sun hits this, and until this recovers I will again hide this in the shade. After all the leaves turn up and when I see much more life in this plant, this will be brought onto the direct sunlight again. So that sudden exposure to direct sunlight also must have taken a toll on the plant, but the main cause for the dehydration was the root bulb upending. That's about it. So this is how I do semi-hydro with leca. If you guys want to try this, and if you have further questions, you can ask me. I will answer in comments. And if you have other suggestions or requests which you want me to do a filming about, please let me know. I am open to suggestions too. I have so many more projects that are coming up, as I've already told you in few other videos, but I need them to be finished so I can show you the whole process of how I got through the project. That's why my videos are less, but I will be continuing with the whole highlights, so do not worry. I will be here for you to watch my videos and ask me questions and learn and share thoughts and teach me something in the end too. Thank you everybody for watching. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.